Not that I need Pride Month as an excuse to make this video. Hey there, creepy peeps. I'm Nightmare Maven. Welcome back to my channel. If you happen to be new here, welcome. I talk about spooky things all year round. So if you also like spooky things all year round, you should subscribe. My nonfiction read this month, because I'm trying to incorporate some more nonfiction into my regular reading schedule, is The 2000s Made Me Gay. Super fun read, especially for any of my fellow queer millennials out there. But I mention it because the book got me thinking about like horror specific things and characters that made me gay. And I thought it would be a fun video to do since it's Pride Month. Why not? Just a quick disclaimer before I get started. This is obviously a joke. None of these things actually made me gay. I was born this way, baby. All right, so let's get into it. These are the horror characters that made me gay in no particular order. First is Bride of Frankenstein. I feel like this is an obvious choice. Our girl was born into the world, or made into the world, however you want to say it, and is immediately like, ew, a man. I have never been more represented by a movie in my life. Not to mention Bride of Frankenstein, just as an entire movie by itself, is super gay. Next, Jennifer Check. Y'all probably knew I was gonna mention her. I can't make any video about queer horror without mentioning Jennifer's body. But I feel like she's an obvious choice. I'm a really big fan of the way she murders guys. Then, of course, that makeout scene with Needy was truly the point of no return for my queer ass. I may not have been 100% sure of my identity at the time, like what label I wanted to put on it or anything like that, but I knew in that moment I was not straight. And that is truly thanks to Diablo Cody and Karen Kusama and creating a sapphic makeout scene that's truly within the female gaze. Next, Clarice Starling. I will offer no explanation for this. Then we have this specific shot of Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode in the first Halloween. I don't really know what it is. It's something about like the combination of the button-up shirt and her hand in her pocket. There's like a confidence about this moment. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. It's just something about this particular shot of Laurie Strode. Next on the list is Tatum, and some of you might be freaking out a little bit right now. I am obviously a very big fan of the Scream movies, and you're probably concerned that I haven't mentioned Sydney. I still love Sydney, don't get me wrong, but Tatum. Let me just be clear, the sapphics watching Scream also noticed the nipple shirt, okay? And not that any of y'all are gonna believe me now after that last comment, but it's the duality of Tatum, really, for me. First, she's all confident in her crop tops when she's telling off Stu and keeping it real with Sydney, telling her what's up and genuinely being a good friend. I feel like Tatum is a pretty good friend. And then her just being like freaking adorable in her like PJ set, having so much fun reliving Sydney's fist meeting Gail's face. Something about that duality. I don't know. I love it. And don't worry, Sydney is actually on this list, but it's specifically Sydney Prescott from Scream 3. It's partly the hair, partly this outfit, and partly that ending where she's like walking around on her whole ranch property or whatever with her dog. All of that. Next, Brenda from Urban Legend. I also will not be offering any explanation for this, although the further I get into this list, the more I question if I even have a type. Next, Akasha from Queen of the Damned. I will not be offering an explanation for this one either. And correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like Akasha is like a singular moment in film history where every single person ever has been attracted to one person. I think we can all agree. And finally, House of Wax, circa 2005. I'm offering up both Alicia Cuthbert's and Paris Hilton's characters for this. But if I'm being honest, it's probably mostly Paris Hilton's character. Can you blame me? Just running around in her bra and her, that blue sweatshirt, you know. I got eyes too, okay? I feel like, in all seriousness, it was one of those first moments where I became self-aware of how I was noticing women. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Just kind of one of those moments where I'm like, oh, I'm no better than a man right now. And also, I just love her character in that movie. I don't care what anybody says. I feel like she was just there to have a fun time, and therefore I have a fun time watching her in this movie. So what did we learn here, folks? Vicky sure is gay. And of course, I need to know what horror characters made you gay in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more very specific horror content only here on Nightmare Maven. I'll see you very soon with the new video. Until then, stay strange. Bye.